can we get back to Earth Day?
Yes,
Let's
go for it.
Okay. So like I said at the beginning, context first. So America, Europe, like what we're going to call the West or the Western world, right? Everybody thinks his land as what I said, property, right? Something you own. You own your land.
I mean, technically I don't because I feel like
we
the government can come in and pay
you
taxes.
You get the idea.
Just sell things. Okay, yes.
And they have, what are they called? The mining rights or whatever they call those.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what they call those. Yeah. So all that kind of crap. But anyway, yeah, just whatever. It's what you were taught. Like your parents own land or then you own land. And it's like, man, bullshit. Like, okay.
Own in quotation marks. Got it.
Yes. It's like a cultural assumption that it's a universal truth that we're allowed to own land. That's my whole point. Okay. But the other side of this whole thing is that the indigenous communities looked at it not as something you owned, but as something you were in a relationship with. You had responsibilities to take care of it. You were in communion with land. Back to Pocahontas, back to the whole Joker. Yeah, okay, you get the whole idea. So, okay, so fun fact, best example I could find on this whole thing. Right, the Iroquois Nation.
Yes.
Okay, something called the Haudenosaunee. I think we talked about the Haudenosaunee Confederacy one time. Yeah. It's one of the oldest democracies on earth. That's when we talked about it. We were talking about how the democracies were created. They were the influence behind the U.S. Constitution, if I remember right. Yeah, okay, but that's not my fun fact. So the Haudenosaunee Confederacy has a philosophy called the seventh generation principle. The seventh generation principle. And that principle says, hold on, I want to quote this. When you're making any important decision, you don't just think about what's good for you right now. You have to think about what the impact will be 7 generations from now, which, if you do the math, is 150 years from now.
But if everyone lived by that principle, we wouldn't be in a lot of this shit that we're in now.
This is sort of the point of my episode, is that I wanted to just sort of get into a little bit of the philosophy behind all this kind of stuff, because also it doesn't just go 150 years in the future. It's also 150 years in the past. It goes both ways. They consider it.
Oh.
So it's like, it's what you leave behind. You have to consider what you're leaving behind 150 years in your past, not just looking forward.
So like it's a 300-year span.
So that kind of the concept behind the whole thing is. And then that ties you to the 7 generations that came before you, because you have to recognize while you're making a decision
what they sacrificed for you, and then what you're sacrificing for the future.
I just softballed that.
I mean, you did. You teed it up.
Perfect. Oh my God. Because compare that now to like Americans or Europeans or whatever the Western world does, right? And we're not thinking in like 150 years. We're thinking in 150 days.
Yeah.
We're like literally like
our lifetimes.
Yeah, I love Pac Lab. Don't get me wrong, but like, what do we think? We think in quarters. Right? What's our quarterly earnings? Like think of all the businesses, all the corporations. Think of everything you and Trent do. It's all about quarterly earnings. It's all about annual returns. It's like we're in like micro.
But I feel like that is due to, being in our capitalistic society.
I'm going to call bullshit on it.
You don't think so?
No, I think it's true. I just don't like it.
Oh, yes.
Have you ever like wanted to be born in a different time?
Well, but no.
No, see, I know that it comes with a lot of hardships.
Maybe yes, because I don't want AI and robots.
I just.
But. Or aliens.
Or gluten. Go ahead.
But I do think that we have lost a lot of what sustained us, right? Like you said, gluten. And I think, oh no, I really want to get a wheat meal. And I want to like get the wheat berries. And I want to like mill my own wheat, right? It's so stupid. Yeah. No, I do want to, but am I going to do that? I don't bake enough because I just go to the store and I buy my bread. You know what I mean? Like, so
because you're trying to take yourself out of this circle. Everybody around you is doing one thing and you're trying to take yourself out of the circumstance and put you in. You can't do that. What I'm saying is I want to be born in a different time completely where everybody else is doing it. In which case then you would wake up and that would be your intention for the day. That's my point. Because everybody else would be like.
So you want to go back to
So you'd be bartering.
On the prairie is what you want.
Yes, I kind of do.
Little House on the Prairie.
I do. I kind of do. I want to be a little Michael Landon. Let's go. But here's the thing. When I was researching all this stuff about Earth Day and figuring it all out, although it started in America, it wasn't just like Indigenous people in the Iroquois Nation, for instance. All Indigenous cultures, all of the world, everywhere.
But I think you had to, because that was all that you were given was the land.
Okay, but my point is
we still really.
Why did we get so? Why did we get so far away from it? Hey, thanks for listening. If you like this content, subscribe, leave a review, and share with us your episode ideas. We'll pretend like they're ours and pass them off as our own. If you like this short and want to watch another, click here. If you want to catch a whole episode, click here.